Okay, so property tour, August 2016. Alright, so this is coming right out of the backyard into this is the area where the hoop house was. We decided not to buy the hoop house, and they tore it down and left the majority of it over there. But these were tanks that were home to tilapia, and he had an aquaponics system here. These tanks are really pretty big. They're about 4 foot wide and 20 something feet long. We decided just to convert these. Well, in the short run, it's easier just to convert these to raised beds that we're going to make anyway. So without having to move anything, we just filled these with some compost we found over on the other part of the property, and with the front loader, that was all we could fill, and that was about an hour of loading, and we ran out. So that gives you an idea how big these things are. They're, I don't know, I'd say at least 2 feet deep. Yeah, 2 feet by about, I think they're 40 inches wide. Shot back toward the rear of the house. It's a garden shack, carport, the barn over there. There's the workshop. This area that we're in is completely fenced except for that one that just fell down the other day. It's a big black walnut tree loaded with black walnuts. But this area is completely fenced, so we're going to turn this into a sort of a small demo, permaculture demo, urban, suburban-ish site. So this is in pretty good shape because they were keeping birds in there, so it's in decent shape. It can be definitely put to use. This is the extent of the enclosed area. That's sort of a creepy spot right there. Anyway, so there's the back pasture. I'm sorry. That's the east. That's the pasture to the east. And that over there that's grown up still is they had about an acre of garden. There's some drip irrigation in there and some other stuff I didn't want Bill to run over, so it's going to wait for winter till those weeds die down so we can go in there and see what's salvageable and maybe put something else in there, because it's already covered and has a little bit of irrigation. So this is an area that was discovered. We've got water here, and that's a good thing. And there's power, and I've tested that. It's hot. So I'd always assumed he was feeding his aquaponics by some source, and that's it. So we've got water out here. This is the paltry little bit of stuff that made it from Atlanta that survived. Just a few little things. fig, dwarf mulberry, persimmon, gooseberry. There's some little blueberries I rooted last year. There's a red maple and never could decide what I was going to do with. So this entire area, you know, we're going to plant with trees. I'm not sure if I'm going to swell this or not, but we're definitely going to plant this with all kinds of fruit bearing trees and sort of make this into a little oasis back here, and maybe have a brick oven, pizza oven, just a place for gathering and maybe some classes. Walk over here to the shop. It's about 800 square foot shop, practically new. I'll give you guys a shop tour at a later time. It is a huge barn that needs some animals in it. It's pretty neat. Didn't need a barn, but the place came with a barn, so why not? So we go in. They've got something cornered up over here. I think it's a hedgehog. Not a hedgehog, a groundhog. Maybe that's the same thing, but anyway. Like I said, just a really good sized barn. Pretty much has been set up for horses in the past. There's a lot of horse tack over there. And yeah, it's bigger than the house. This is the front pasture. This is the one they had cows on when I got out here to look at the place, and it's probably the best bet for a few cows in the short run. But anyway, that's looking back toward the west. So this is the front west pasture. I don't know how many acres that is. Well, there's the old house, the old farmhouse. It's not a whole lot to comment on. It is what it is. Back west pasture. There's a gap down there in the corner in the fence that needs to be fixed. This is probably the least likely place putting cattle in the short run. Obviously, you can see the wood line right there. Big old bales of hay. Those are, I don't know, neck high. I don't have the equipment to move them. There's that huge old black walnut tree. That's the Duende tree. It's going to abbreviate this pasture tour because it's just large. Just going to give you a quick view of the hay field. So, like I said, there's the wood line, and down here that leads down to the back of the property where there's a pretty big pond. Yeah, so that entire to the wood line is I guess the hay field. It's not really, it's all fenced, but it's not really fenced for cattle. It's probably just for cutting hay. That's what I see. The fence line down there. That's the extent of our property, and the woods back there go down. There's a fence further back there. That's ours. There's another western front pasture, but we'll save that for a different day as we get the show on the road and try to get everything planned out as best as possible.